For this next part on sewing curves, I'm going to use an example of sewing a dress form. We have a couple dress forms. This one's for an 18-inch American Girl doll. This one's for a slimmer BFC ink doll. So these require sewing curves. You have a curved neckline and princess seams that the seam itself does not sit straight but sewn kind of like this at an angle. So for this pattern, it requires sewing the two pieces together, right sides together like this. And then you're going to pin right along this curve right here. So let's move over to the sewing machine and I will show you how to do this curved seam. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine and we're going to start by lining up this outside edge right here at the 1/4 inch seam allowance marking. These patterns are sewn at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. But I'm going to lower the presser foot and then make sure that I sew a stitch and a couple back stitches to secure the end. And then we're going to start sewing carefully, and you just want to keep that edge just under the side of the foot. So as you start to see that you're getting closer and the edge is coming out, that means we're going to have to shift the fabric. So at this point, you would raise the presser foot. Then we're just going to turn this slightly so that you keep your seam allowance line right along the 1/4 inch marking. And then the seam that you've already sewn up here is going to start to turn inward, and it's fine that this edge way at the end over here is not going to line up with the 1/4 inch marking anymore. So then you lower your foot and you sew a few more stitches, and this is a tight curve, so you're just going to have to sew a stitch or two and then continue raising your presser foot a little bit and twisting your fabric. And then you just keep following the curve line. So my edge of my fabric is just inside here, which is where the 1/4 inch, once I turn all the way, you can see the 1/4 inch marking is right here as well. Then once I reach the end, I'm going to sew the back stitch to secure the edge, raise the presser foot and the needle, and then pull my fabric out.